We just finished up with Jen Burgard, and she's fantastic.
Absolutely fantastic.
First of all, a gap. We talked a little bit about the gap. This is needed. This is something that maybe we don't understand is needed. Most people don't go through this.
Right.
And so sometimes it's hard to understand that we need this, but we do need this. But then also to be resilient, to go through what they went through, where somebody comes in and steals from them, apparently.
Well, and I think the amazing thing is 1 in 4 pregnancies end in some sort of loss. So it's something that I don't think we talk about enough. I don't think as a society we talk about, that people go through this. And I mean, you mentioned during the interview how uncomfortable this topic is for all of us.
I didn't want to do this interview. This was your, like, you were looking at the guests, and Matt was like, let's pick some people to try to get on the podcast from the event.
And it was Alex Van Halen and then other people. But we didn't get Alex Van.
We didn't get Alex Van Halen. But we did get Jen Burgard, and I'm glad we did. But I didn't want to talk about this. That's how uncomfortable I was about it. Now, I didn't say that, and I didn't oppose it, and it's nothing against Jen. This makes me uncomfortable.
But didn't she make the interview because of her style and her sort of relaxing
There's a reason they're successful. Yeah. There's a reason they survived through what happened to them as an organization. She's good at this.
Right. She's very good at it. She's good at talking about it. It was really, really an enjoyable conversation about a terrible topic, right? I mean, nobody wants to talk about this, but this is life. And grown-ups sometimes have to deal with heartbreak and that kind of thing. And they're connecting people going through this and giving an invitation to participate. It's really good stuff. People should check out the website. They should, is it havenmidwest.org? Give them money,
go to their events.
Yeah, connect people with them. I mean, it's really good stuff. Jen should be exceptionally proud about taking a tragedy in her life and turning it into something that.
And watch her TED Talk when it comes out. It was very, very good. Speaking of which, I feel like I did okay.
You did a TED Talk today, huh?
I did a TED Talk today.
No, I told you before we came on that I was kind of hoping that I'd be in the back of the room, you'd fall flat, and I'd be able to boo you, and you killed it. You did a fantastic job talking about how the people are to blame for the problems in the world.
And it's not that. I mean, that's the fun, kind of the funny, like punch you in the face way of
Ford hates the voters.
But it's not really that. It's about us accepting that decisions that we are making politically, who to give money to, who to vote for, who to show up for, we're doing this to ourselves because we are defending people who don't deserve to be defending. We are going after people for stupid things and making too much out of things that really aren't that big of a deal. We're treating it like a football match, and it's not a football match. We got to stop.
I think also your comment about the federal debt. I mean, we've set up this expectation in this country that we can have all the government we want and we don't have to pay for it. That's not how.
Or at least we can make other people.
Yeah, we make other people pay for it, but that's not the way it works. I mean, you're a conservative up on stage that said, hey guys, if we're going to deal with this deficit, we're going to have to cut, but we're also going to have to raise taxes.
That doesn't make me happy.
No.
But I'm the sort of conservative that thinks I should pay for what I get.
Right. And you should balance the budget. Right? I mean, that's not a crazy concept, but it is a crazy concept right now because it's like, I want this government. I'm a citizen who wants all this government, but somebody else should have to pay for it. I want great schools, but I want to eliminate property taxes.
And the thing is you look at no politician, like if you were advising a candidate and say, go out there and tell them you're going to raise their taxes, we're going to take more and give less.
Yeah.
And win an election.
Jed Bartlett's not even getting elected with that message on West Wing. Yeah.
Nobody's getting elected with that message. So that's a tough thing. And that's what I wanted to talk about. I really struggled. I've thought about data centers. It's kind of trendy right now and everything. And
I should also mention, you got some laughs in the room.
Yeah.
We got some laughs in the room.
It was funny.
Yeah, it was a shock to most of us that were in there. But you brought down the house, especially when you said, you look at Facebook, and those are the people in charge. That really brought...
Am I wrong?
You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
We're being governed by the loudest voices right now, and the loudest voices are often on Facebook.
Legislating by meme.
Yeah. It's a frustrating thing. By the way, while I was here, broke a little bit of news about a special session that's struck out of the blue like a lightning bolt. Apparently, we're going to have a special session early September.
Rob, I got a text the other day from somebody. Well, then you and I talked about it after that, but I got the text that, did you hear about the special session? I thought they were joking when they said that. And so then I started to hear about it, and then you broke the story and whatever, and what it's about. Like, I'm amazed.
The first time I heard about it, it was supposed to be about the military museum that we talked about on the show that's been in the news. And then it was somebody was like, it's about kratom. And I got to tell you, when I first saw the term, and it's like, this is a type of, what the hell?
What is kratom?
Kratom? Yeah. Or I don't even know how to pronounce it.
It's about both, don't you think? Don't you think it's about the military museum and I understand why the people, the governor and others are saying it's about kratom, well, because, and you can talk about some of the details you've learned about this drug.
So I don't want to be, well, let's talk about that first.
Okay.
So I think from what I'm hearing, I think what's going to be announced Monday is that we are seeing there's been maybe some overdoses or some deaths, and it's an alarming number. I think some people in state government maybe hit the alarm bells, and we're seeing our elected officials react as they should, which is to take action, which in the governor's case, I think we're probably going to see maybe an executive order, but the governor can't make law on his own, or if he does, if it's an emergency, then it's very temporary. So then, he's going to do his executive order to get us to, from August into September, and then the legislature comes in to write new law. And so I think something happened. And I think that's probably what we're going to learn on Monday is what happened to make this, which makes me think it probably really is about this.
I think it's multi-pronged. I think it's amazing that we're going to have 2 special sessions in 1 year.
Very unusual.
Yeah, very unusual. I also think that it's interesting that the legislature had an opportunity to deal with this drug last session and failed to do anything about it. I also, you and I have talked about Ray, North Dakota, the home of former Senator Aaron Oban, and Farmers Union President Matt Perdue, has been on the leading edge of banning this product in their little town. And this is like you, I don't know how to say it, and I don't know much about it.
So we did. You were right. The 2025 session, I reported this in my column. What I wrote about the special session. There were 2 bills. House Bill 1101, which was introduced by former state rep Jeremy Olson, was a ban. Would have just banned it. That failed in the House, pretty overwhelming. And the second one was House Bill 1566, which was introduced by Representative Johnston, and it would have regulated it, how it was originally written. So it would have regulated it. Right now, this stuff, apparently, if you're wondering what kratom was, I had to Google it. In its organic form, it is like a leaf off a tree in Southeast Asia, and it basically gets you high. And it activates the same sort of receptors that opioids activate. In small doses, it creates a sense of euphoria. In larger doses, it kills pain and things like that. There is what's being sold in North Dakota and at smoke shops and convenience stores. Not just
and this is just available like an energy drink sort of.
My understanding is children can buy this right now. It's not regulated at all. So what House Bill 1566 would have done is regulated. I think it would have put some age restrictions on it, some time and place restrictions on where it can be sold. That didn't pass in its original form. It got turned into a study, and then legislative management didn't pick up the study. So that may be one of the interesting storylines is the legislature had a crack at doing this. They didn't. But I kind of don't want to be like 2020 hindsight, because I got to be honest with you. You asked me to ban something. I've never heard of it before. My default position might be no.
Well, the most disappointing part of that whole scenario that you just laid out there, though, is if we knew that this was potentially a problem, right? I'm with you. I don't think you ban it right off. But why didn't ledge management pick the study? So we've gone from not picking the study to calling a special session that's going to cost tens of thousands of dollars, to fix this problem.
That's something
it should be embarrassing to ledge council or ledge management.
That's something ledge management that's chaired by Senate Majority Leader David Hogue is going to have to talk about. I think that's something other lawmakers in Bismarck are going to have to talk about it. I can understand this is new. Maybe I'm not ready to ban. I will tell you this. I mean, the ban, okay, that's one thing. I will tell you the second bill, we don't really know what this is. Maybe it's okay if we say don't sell it to children.
Right.
Right? That's a pretty low bar to hit over.
Sponsored by who?
That was
Johnston. right?
Johnson. Yeah.
So again, this is a weird ideological thing where you've got sort of some of the MAGA crowd is super proponents of the ban, and others are super proponents of the
Senator
drug.
Jeff Magrum apparently gave up and gave a speech that he had taken it to help with some back pain, and it was fine, and we didn't need to do this.
But even that, Jeff Magrum's an adult. I mean, we could still regulate it, right?
Right.
I mean, I think it's also going to be interesting, this special session, and we expect to hear more about it on Monday from the governor. How do they control all the other stuff? I don't know if you're familiar, but data centers seem to be something that people are worked up about. Are we going to have people bringing in 80 different bills to try to deal with data centers? And are they going to, what's the process going to be to accept bills and not?
Special session, that's the concern.
Right.
Is it going to be a runaway? Do they take another crack at school meals?
So how many times can the legislature vote wrong on school meals in one term? We're going to try to break a
We
record.
bring it up again, and it's like, let's just put ourselves all on the record
Again.
Well, not all.
Yeah.
Not all. I mean, let's remember, most of the legislature voted for the one in the last special
Right.
session in January.
During the regular session,
They
the
were
vast
just
majority
enough-
voted wrong.
Close enough in the Senate to
Right.
kill it. But yeah, let's put them all on the record again right before the voters.
I know, I mean, the reason why it got all those votes last session is they're trying to keep the ballot measure off the ballot and out of the Constitution. That horse is out of the barn. I mean, that's going to be on the ballot in November. If they pass it during the special session, maybe you can then vote no. I would probably still vote yes on the measure because I don't really trust the motives of the legislature on why they would pass.
I would rather it be in statute.
Yeah, well, I would too.
And I trust our current governor and others to keep it. And if it's in there long enough, it's not going away.
Let's be clear. I trust our governor as well if it's in statute.
I know you do. But I don't know. It's a tough thing.
But do you think they'll be able to limit it just to Kratom and potentially the military?
I think so. Because I mean, we're always concerned about this, and as a practical matter, yes, any lawmaker can introduce a bill during a special session, or as a theological. But as a practical matter, the leaders are kind of in charge. There's a delay. There's a delays bill. It's not really delayed bills, but there's a process for how.
And then you get to appoint the people.
Yeah. Session. And it's pretty tough. See, it's pretty tough to get outside what the leaders have agreed to.
Let's talk
But
about
also you have the governor who's maybe not going to have a lot of tolerance.
a lot of patience.
Because also they could pass all the bills they want. He's got to sign them.
Right.
And he does. And with a special session too, he can kind of wait till they're all out of town.
Right.
And you're going to call yourselves into a third special session to come and try to override
So
it.
let's say it's just a drug in a military museum. Let's talk about the military museum a
What do
little.
they do on that, by the way?
Well, I think my fear is the legislature is going to bail it out. And as I mentioned to you earlier, I think some of the apprehension about the presidential library 2 sessions ago and that $50 million was, people are like, I don't want, yeah. Or is the state going to be left holding the bag? Roosevelt Library? Absolutely not. Robbie and his team were able to raise all the money that they needed there.
Tim O'Keefe. I mean,
Yeah, all those guys.
Or, Ed
O'Keefe. But the fear was this, where there's a private-public sort of thing for this military museum, and the private didn't step up. And so now what's going to happen? They've already broke ground. They're already building this thing. They're going to go back in September and write a big fat check to get this thing done? Because
It's like $35 million, isn't it? Is that the number?
it's a huge amount of money.
I'm trying to remember.
For a
the
state
math.
that's allegedly broke because of budget constraints and the numbers not coming in to where it's supposed to be. This, I think, if they come in and just
oil prices have gone pretty high again. But
I've heard other things are not where they need to be. I don't think we're going to have a great budget situation come January. And if they're going to write a check for $35 million for this thing,
I don't think they can. You know what? And the thing is, I love our Heritage Center. Absolutely love it. Love the idea of honoring veterans. I think that's an important part of our state's history. So I support the project. But I mean, I think for 2 reasons. First of all, I don't think we have the money necessarily to bail them out. So if there aren't private donors who are going to step up to bat and bail them out, I guess, then I think like fiscally put the dirt back in the hole.
Right.
Yeah. And then also send a message to anybody else. If you do this, the legislature is not going to bail you out.
yeah, they're going to set up an ugly precedent here of if you can't raise the money, you just get to come back to us anyway. I just noticed Ron Ness walked up. Maybe we should see if he can fill that $35 million hole in the budget. What do you think?
Well, the oil industry put a lot into the existing Heritage Center.
Well, and
which, by the way, is a wonderful, wonderful
Yep.
facility.
yeah. Well, and frankly, the oil industry would also say they're paying a lot of the taxes that on the state side of things. Yeah.
Yeah, we gave it the office.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think it's going to be interesting, though, because I don't think it's as simple as just writing a check. I don't think people will like that. But I don't know what else could the legislature do? Like tell the folks raising money to try harder?
How much have they torn up?
I don't know. I haven't been over there.
But
But
that's part of it. Like, what's the sunk cost?
right.
Right? What's the cost of putting the dirt back? I guess I don't know the answer.
Yeah.
I would be something I would need to know.
But is it just a hole, or have they started to build? I don't know the answers to that.
I don't know.
I hope they didn't build much because they didn't raise a lot of money.
And the thing,
Hold on, we're gonna bury more things on the Capitol grounds. Didn't we just find more grave sites there?
that's the thing, is this is happening on the Capitol grounds. Of all the places to have it, we just have this eyesore now that is, we're not doing anything with it.
Right.
We don't have any money for it. And now the legislature's in the position. The sad thing, the Theodore Roosevelt thing worked out beautifully.
Perfectly.
And it was great.
Right.
And I'm worried that stuff like this makes us afraid to do something like that.
Yeah. And let me just also say, I hope that the reason for this special session is truly to deal with an emerging health crisis.
I don't want there to be an emergent. Well, I guess I don't understand that.
Well, I don't want them to actually be having a special session to fix their screw up on the museum. I don't want there to be
How is that their screw up, though?
Well, the state's, it is sort of the state. Well, I would say because they agreed to fund half of it. There are elected officials who are on the board that decided to start digging the hole over there. But I guess my point is, I hope that we're not using Kratom as sort of the cover to come in and deal with this military museum. And I don't know enough about Kratom, and I look forward to learning more.
I don't think that we are. And I think that if you could say, listen, 8, 9, 10 people have died, a rash of people, or have overdosed, then I think that necessitates it. Especially, are we being a little hair trigger? Maybe. Look what we went through with opioids.
Right.
Right? Maybe we don't wait until the body count's big enough.
Right. 8, 9, 10 people is a hell of a lot of people. And if we wait until January or to do it, that's 8, 9, 10, 12, 15, 20 more people that die. So
then you get back, why didn't we do this in 2025 when we had the regular session? We had 2 bills.
Rob, you and I still don't know what this drug is, so I have a little bit of sympathy for them. I don't know why they didn't study it, though. That would be my frustration, that ledge management.
That's the big one. Yeah. Why didn't you pick that up? But again, it could be just the same explanation. They didn't know what the hell it was.
Right.
And they have a lot of studies that they wanted to do.
We should look through all the studies that they chose to do over this, because I'm guessing there's some pretty silly ones that they chose to study.
Probably. It's a tough thing. It's going to be really interesting. A third session, I guess, second special.
Crazy.
I would have to go back and look. I don't remember that ever happening.
Well, don't you think it's a case maybe that we need to start having annual sessions? If we're now going to be in a system where we have a regular session and 2 special sessions, let's just start meeting annually.
Well, so what's it say? We say, it's a part-time gig, but also we're getting called in the special session all the time. The one special session was necessitated by federal funding. We do have special sessions when we do redistricting. Those are kind of a given. But yeah, something like this is pretty
crazy.
Anyway, well, that's it. This has been such a fun event. We're gonna have another episode that was also recorded here with another guest from TEDx. But I can't say enough about TEDxFargo. This has been a wonderful experience, wonderful team to work with. This has been really good. If you get a chance to get a ticket and go. If they invite you to speak, I know that's scary. It was scary for me. Do it.
How about if they talk to your boss first, and then your boss tells you you're going to do that?
That's not what happened to me. Greg Tavine was so mad. That's what he did to me, though. Right? He was like, Rob, I talked to your boss. He thinks it's a great idea. What am I supposed to say? No, I'm going to veto my boss? Yeah, no, I don't think so. Anyway, that's it. Thank you so much. Remember, you can follow Plain Talk, all the usual. PlainTalkND.com is our YouTube channel. You go there, like, subscribe, all that stuff. We're on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever you get your podcasts. We're there. Just search for us. Plain Talk ND. If you want to follow us on the socials, Instagram, X, Facebook, all that.
Subscribe on YouTube.
Subscribe, yeah. Follow us there. Thank you so much for listening, and we'll talk again.
That's it for today on Plain Talk, the voice of North Dakota politics. Plain Talk is a production of Forum Communications Company. Got a question, comment, or suggestion? Leave us a voicemail or send us a text message at 701-587-3141. That's 701-587-3141. If you haven't subscribed to Plain Talk yet, you can find us on YouTube or your favorite podcast platform like Spotify or Apple Podcasts. For those of you who are already hooked, give us a rating or review. And don't forget to share or tell a friend. Special thanks to my co-host Chad Oban, and from myself and everyone at Plain Talk, thanks for listening.
Legislating by meme.
This episode is presented by Recovery Centers of Montana.
I finally found some help through Recovery Centers of Montana. I ended up at the lodge for 55 days. It was the first place that I ever felt like I had a safe place to be, where I could take off the mask and unload all of my trauma, and it saved my life.
Learn more by calling 701-401-3000.
That's 701-401-3000.
The North Dakota oil and natural gas industry works here, and works here, and here, and even works here by creating 60,000 jobs statewide and generating billions of tax dollars annually to support our infrastructure, flood protection projects, and our schools. North Dakota Oil and Natural Gas, advancing the possibilities.
Learn more at ndpetroleumfoundation.org.
Today's program is sponsored by the North Dakota Association of Rural Electric Cooperatives, representing locally owned electric co-ops that power homes, farms, and businesses across rural North Dakota. Electric cooperatives are committed to reliable, affordable energy and strengthening the communities they serve. Learn more at ndarec.com.